Just the day before yesterday, they shot dead. They kidnapped a Baloch journalist from Karachi who sought refuge in Sweden. His body was found at the bottom of a river in Sweden. This morning, I've heard a Pashtun activist murdered in the area controlled by the Pakistan army. And I can count you at least 10,000 young boys who have disappeared, nowhere to be found since 1989. And I lay this at the feet of Dr. Abdul Kalam, Maulana Abul Nehru, that when these people came to you, and the Sultanate of Oman, who said, take Gwadar. Today, Gwadar is a Chinese port from where Chinese submarines are watching India and Iran and the Gulf of Oman. And India gave it away because, हम तो बस अहिंसा में रहते हैं, हम तो कुछ ही के झगड़ा ही नहीं करते. अरे झगड़ा करना सीखे भाई, हम सिखा देंगे आपको. दो चार हाथ में लाठी पकड़ के, I'm 70 now. I don't give a damn कौन क्या करता है, मुझे देता मारता ही नहीं. But there has to be muscularity even in the MBAs that you create.
Yeah. That's not Hinduism, because Bhagavad Gita actually tells you why you should go to war.
I know that, but देखिए, this attitude is taught by the upper middle class Indian wives.
Right.
Even the wives of the diplomats who say, ये कहाँ फंस गए न्यूयॉर्क में, let's go back, घर लेना है. The whole concept of India is the IAS exam. I would abolish it. I would say 100,000 Indian babus fired, go to the front line, join as ordinary soldiers.
I have a question.
Yes.
The Baluchis have a human rights center in New York.
Yes.
But they have not made any efforts to set up a human rights center in Delhi. Why?
Because Baramda Bukti wanted to, he was given assurance in Zurich by the Indian consulate that if you apply for refugee status, you'll get it. I was in Geneva with him. We all marched through the streets, went to the Indian embassy, at Gandhiji's statue over there. There are pictures of him standing there. And then when he applied to the Indian government, they said, sorry. Some Babu somewhere will always...
Was that in writing? Was that in writing?
No. This was verbal.
Verbal, no. Let them make a formal application, and if the reply comes, I should be given a copy.
I'll talk to them because their lives are in danger. They've let loose assassins, and they बेचारे छोटे बच्चे भी अंदर हैं. I know one young chap, brilliant, was born in Britain. Another friend of mine, Mehran Mari, who's the son of Khairbakhsh Mari, who refused to sign the Pakistani constitution, who openly said, Balochistan is my country. And we were, as young teenagers, would say, ye kidhar se country hai? Kaun se country liya hai? Balochistan. And he explained. He was in prison with me for some time. I learned a lot from him. One incident I remember, Eid prayers, he picked up the mullah and ran away. So we were left in Sajda looking, because the imam, he found out, was in life imprisonment for raping one of his daughters. तो इससे ये बोले ये मुकाम आ गया मुसलमानों का कि अब रेपिस्ट के पीछे नमाज पढ़ेंगे. He just picked him up and threw him up. But immense sense of humor, but a nationalist, an incorruptible, great guy with immense grace, soft-spoken. Akbar Bukti got assassinated by the Dilliwala that you sent over us. What is his name? Musharraf, who on a TV interview said we got to assassinate these people, and there is no harm in killing them off. And the audacity to not say anything about it. So Balochistan, what the Indian government should do, the Baloch are also at fault. They are not at one place, they are all divided into different groups. There was a time in the 70s, there was one party, National Awami Party, and everybody was in the same group because there were serious leaders at the top who were trained during the Congress times,
Yes.
So you have to give that credit to the British, that the freedom fighters also knew discipline of not getting ego in the way. Now we are ego masters.
Yeah.
मैं कहता हूं कि इंडिया का नेशनल स्लोगन ये है, तुम जानते हो मैं कौन हूं? Everybody says that. हाँ भैया नहीं जानते हैं कौन. So make a government in exile in Delhi.
Well, I think the beginning should be through the same, because if the Pakistanis are not objected to Baluchi's Human Rights Council in New York, they can't object to it in India.
What
And
they'll do is they'll infiltrate it and take it
yeah,
over.
that I know. That is one of the problems that I keep getting told by our government
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
that you got to be careful with these guys. As we have to, I said, but there must be a way of waiting. I mean, you can't be a big country like this and
No, even if it is in London, if not New York, it would
yes,
be okay.
that's right.
London, everybody is there now. Somehow
Yeah,
the Baloch like UK, but not the USA. You'll find nobody there. But
yes.
apparently, there's a list of 84 people to be assassinated by the ISI.
On April 23rd, 2020, 39-year-old Baloch journalist Sajid Hussein was confirmed dead by Swedish police after his body was found in a river outside of the city of Uppsala. Hussein was the editor of the Balochistan Times, a news website currently blocked in Pakistan. According to rights groups, the Pakistani government routinely blocks websites and information coming out from Balochistan. Such is the case of Balochis. Can you imagine the lives of these poor people? Every day is a freedom struggle while their families have been disappearing. People end up dead, if not tortured and left with permanent disabilities. Pakistan openly states that the Baloch people should be killed. This is therefore a double benefit to India and to the Baloch people, why India should therefore assist the Baloch people in their movement for an independent Balochistan. The liberation of Balochistan will give India a strategic maritime advantage over Pakistan and China's involvement in the Gulf of Oman. If a government in exile can be formed in Delhi, with embassies in New York and London, this can be India's first step in the creation of an independent Balochistan. And although there are fears that Pakistani intelligence may infiltrate these governments in exile, Indian intelligence can play a major role in curbing such infiltration of embassies, human rights councils, and the Baloch exiled government across the world, starting with Delhi. India's history with babus or slacker government personnel has played an unfavorable role in establishing relations that require time and a developed interest in understanding of the local area of politics and culture. Instead, every few years, sometimes even months, they are transferred to another country, Indian ambassadors. In the particular case of Brahmdag Bukti in the summer of 2018, he was promised citizenship to India. And when the time came, after Bukti and Brigade marched to the Indian embassy as a sign of victory and paid respects to Gandhiji at the embassy, according to Tariq Fateh, who was there at the time and who was witness. Bukti was denied citizenship on a whim due to this bureaucracy. This was another major mistake of Indian diplomacy and was a complete diplomatic failure. Thankfully, Subramaniam Swamy was kind enough to encourage Tariq Fateh to convince them to try again with a formal request with the copy of the reply submitted to him. Hopefully, that plays a role in the first steps of the creation of Balochistan with a government in exile in Delhi and a human rights commission. This will counter Pakistan's false narrative on human rights violations in Indian administered Jammu and Kashmir. For the world to understand India's story, India has to be able to gather allies and strengthen relationships with those who are on India's side. It has to be able to cultivate effective PR relations with foreign media, politicians, and public figures, and eliminate bureaucracy where necessary and short sightedness in decision making. But there are many people who are waiting for India to support them and in return will support India against the barbarity of Pakistan. As Subramaniam Swami said, the breaking of Pakistan into four more begins with Balochistan. For more videos, please subscribe to get the latest updates and hit like if you like this video. Jai Bharat.